Thanks for stopping by and for tuning in. I am Dominic Santora, and welcome to my world. And we are making a few changes here and there, little minor changes, freshen things up a bit. I have a couple of new policies that I will be discussing later. But first, can we raise up the background picture now? There we go. I was impressed with Trump's speech in Saudi Arabia, as well laughing my ass off watching him do that sword dance. Donald Trump is as graceful as a bull in a china shop. And he's not all that graceful with the use of the English language as well. Like, I have room to talk on that one. Neither does he have the talent of knowing when to shut the fuck up. No, really, Donald Trump is his own worst enemy. But these human faults are no reason for impeachment. You're not going to get him for Russian collusion because there is zero evidence. We have more evidence of Hillary and Bill Clinton colluding with Russia. But really, let's talk Turkey here. You say Putin hated Hillary and interfered in the election in favor of Trump. And within 100 days of his presidency, Trump bombs Syria and pisses off his supposed pal Vladimir Putin, who Trump is colluding with, supposedly. Here's the scoop. Putin doesn't give a fuck who's in the White House. Putin is interested in one thing, and that is to destabilize the democratic process. That's his whole MO. It doesn't matter who's in office. If you leftist clowns would just broaden your minds, you'd realize you're playing right into Putin's hands. Because you have no evidence of collusion, or at least not at this time, and from the way things look, not at any time. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I suspect that you did not grant Flynn immunity because he really had nothing to offer as far as evidence for Trump colluding with Putin. If you can't find the evidence of collusion, you can't impeach. Don't give me this obstruction of justice crap. He didn't order Comey to stop the investigation. He did nothing to hinder the investigation. Nothing. The only thing Trump is guilty of is not following protocol. And people who voted for him don't care if he follows protocol. They voted for Trump to drain the swamp, and that includes protocol. You can't get him for incompetence. He's not incompetent. He's obnoxious. And you can't impeach him for being obnoxious. We've had obnoxious presidents in the past. Hell, Obama was obnoxious with his arrogance and lecturing and those liberal tears whenever another black criminal thug was killed. Yeah, Obama was obnoxious. But so far, you haven't a leg to stand on when it comes to impeaching Trump. The only reason you want to impeach him is because you lost. You guys were so close to accomplishing turning America into another socialized cesspool, and now you're mad because you lost. You can't do it now. It's kind of like that angle they did in the WWE when Ric Flair ended up owning half the company, and Vince McMahon went nuts and he said, if I can't have the whole company, I'm going to inject poison into it. If I can't have it all, I'm going to destroy it. That's exactly what's going on with the Democrats. And there's a few Republicans in on it too. And if you succeed in impeaching Donald Trump for no other reason other than being Donald Trump, you're going to give Vladimir Putin exactly what he wants. You will begin the process of destabilizing a democratic government. You'll have chaos. Then again, maybe that's just what you elitist Democrats want. Maybe you just don't mind playing into Putin's hands. Because after all, who needs to vote? Who needs a democracy when you've got elitists like Chuck Schumer and that Skeletor bitch Nancy Pelosi looking after you? You don't need to vote. You don't need elections. You've got us now to take care of you. And we'll look after you after we're done fucking you up the ass. We'll look after you. And maybe that's why, with the exception of Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, nobody else in the Democratic Party, at least that I know of, is speaking out on what's going on in these college campuses today. I've yet to hear one Democrat condemn the actions of Antifa or of BAM. Yeah, Bernie and Elizabeth, they said something about free speech and allowing people to speak. But I don't recall in what they said condemning Antifa or BAM. Freaking liberal end of the mainstream media, they're not covering it. Hell, they didn't even cover these Manchester bombings. I mean, Fox News, I give them credit. They're the only ones that covered it the way it should have been covered. MSNBC, CNN, they just a little tiny soundbite. And then right back to Russia and Putin and Trump and collusion. I mean, what the fuck? Really, what the fuck? I'm so sick and tired of these protesters marching up and down the streets chanting, "This is what democracy looks like." No, this is not what democracy looks like. You haven't a fucking clue what democracy looks like. But we're going to give you a little lesson on what democracy looks like. We had an election. It's a shame that your candidate did not win. Sorry, it happens. I have been voting since 1976, and I have a lot of candidates that I voted for and supported that did not win. And I did not lose my mind over it. Because that's not what democracy looks like. The people have spoken, the majority rules. That's how democracy works, majority rules. And you must accept the election results and move forward and give Trump a chance. And this is the same thing I said about Obama, the same thing I said about George Bush, the same thing I said about Bill Clinton and Bush 41 as well. That's what democracy looks like. Let me tell you about a funny incident that happened to me on election day. I was going to mention it on other shows, but I never got around to it. The complex that I live in, I walked down to the clubhouse to vote. On my way to the clubhouse to vote, this woman was coming out of her house and met me out in the middle of the street there, and she had a Trump shirt on. And she was all boisterous and all excited and everything. And she grabbed me. She says, "You going to vote? You going to vote?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to vote." She said, "Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for?" I voted for Gary Johnson. I voted Libertarian. But I didn't tell her that. I said in the back of my mind, let's fuck with her, see what she does. I told her that I was voting for Hillary. And oh my goodness, she hit the ceiling. And she just took me by the arm, and all the way that we're walking down there, she's trying to convince me to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. I wanted to tell her that they're not going to let her into the polling place with that shirt on. But I figured I'd let her find out for herself. But what I did tell her, I said, now listen, I said, it really doesn't matter whose candidate wins. At the end, we all have to band together and accept the results and work together and move forward, no matter who wins. "Oh, my candidate's going to win. He's got to win. You've got to vote for Trump." And blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I was just laughing my head off. She caught me in a good mood. She really did. She caught me at the good mood. If she had caught me in any other mood, I would have told her to shove it up a fucking twat. But she caught me in a good mood, so I just went along with it. And when she got to the polling place, they wouldn't let her in with the Trump shirt on. They let me in. But she had to go into the bathroom and turn the shirt inside out before they allowed her into the election booth to vote. Goofy old woman. Anyway, enough of that. We're going to shift gears now. As I mentioned, I have a couple of new policies that I'm going to be laying out. First off, I'm tired of you social justice pea-brains with your not all bullshit. Not all blacks are criminals. Not all gays are members of NAMBLA. Not all feminists are bimbos. Not all. Yet, everything is sexist. Everything is a form of rape. Everything is racist. All white people are racist. They just don't know it. So, as of today, all Muslims are terrorists. They just don't know it, because Islam is a form of terrorism. And the only peace in the Quran is the dismemberment of non-believers. Of course, this new policy doesn't exclusively apply to Islam, but I thought it a good starting point. As well, so long as you continue to hang slavery over every white person's head, I'm going to hang cancer over Native Americans. At least tobacco-related cancer. Yes, Native Americans are the harbingers of death. They are responsible for millions of deaths every year. They introduced the world to tobacco. They gave tobacco to Columbus as a gift. And now they have casinos. They're raking in the money. They should pay reparations to families who lost loved ones to cancer due to tobacco consumption. Spare me the argument that the Native Americans did not put chemicals in tobacco like big tobacco companies do. You're still dealing with carbon monoxide. We here at Santora's World hold Native Americans responsible for the millions of people who die each year caused by tobacco consumption. And they should be forced to pay these reparations in $20 bills. Yes, I understand a lot of you Native Americans do not like dealing in $20 bills because Andrew Jackson's face is on the $20 bill. And we all know how Andrew Jackson fucked you clowns over. And you're still bitter about it to this day. Hey, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I say that's... Sorry. You're gonna block this video from the world YouTube because of a song like you did my last video? I uploaded a video about 3 days ago, which had a copyrighted song in it. Now, I have uploaded videos with copyrighted songs in them. And 99% of the time, they allow me to use the song as long as I do not try to monetize the video. They may insert ads into the video, but I can't do it. I can't make money off that video, which is fine. That's fair. But this time around, the copyrighted song I used was claimed by WMA, Werner Music Associates, something like that. The minute I got that video uploaded, I got the notice. Blocked worldwide. Really? Worldwide? Don't I feel special? I went to the claim page and it said YouTube will not play this video. The video was dead on arrival, floating up there in cyberspace, inaccessible to anybody walking God's green fucking earth. So I deleted it. I took it down. What's the point of keeping it up there if nobody's going to listen to it? And I sat down and I pounded out the script to this segment. Maybe I'll fix that video. I don't know. Well, song, really? As if you guys don't make enough fucking money. Really? God, I'm a non-profit here. I'd like to make a profit, make some money off my videos, but I don't have the audience. I'm small potatoes. What can I tell you? Anyway, that's about it for now. Thanks for stopping by and for tuning in. And I'm not playing my usual hot swing from Incompetech.com because of this. I'm just changing things around, trying something new. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and for tuning in. And until we talk again, I want you all to be well and enjoy life.